Okay, this is Ray Garrett again. This is the final video of our series. And this video is all about presenting the compensation. So we're assuming that you've watched all the other videos about how to do the interview presentation, the 10 questions that you need to ask. That's vital because that all plays into how to present the compensation. Remember, they've already admitted to you they need a problem. They have a problem. They've already admitted to you that they feel like they need a better solution. They've already admitted several different things to you that you need. Again, watch those videos if you need a little clarification on that. And finally, you've asked them the question: is there anything preventing you from going and transferring your license today? And they're like, no, if I convince myself I can make more money, so what's your compensation split? And so they've answered all that questions. Now, if they say anything other than, no, I can't transfer my license today, I don't want to do this, I want to go check with somebody else, I got to do other things, don't even bother presenting the compensation, right? Wait until they have a But this is how we present it, okay? And this is how I present it. You might have another way. I think this is really effective, especially considering how you have presented up until this point. So let me share with you here something that I think is pretty important realization these guys need to come to. So here is that realization right here. This is called a Schedule C. So anybody who has ever filled out a tax form on their own is familiar with the Schedule C. Basically, the Schedule C tells you about your profit and loss, and it's the bottom line when it comes to the business. You want to look at what all of your incoming sales were, and at the end of the day, how much money you made. So I'll blow this up a little bit so it's easier for us to see. So line one on the Schedule C is what most real estate agents think is the most important line. They think that is the important line because for whatever reason, I don't know why, these are the only business owners in the world that think this, but they think whatever their gross sales are, that's what amounts to how much money they've made. And that is, in reality, a wrong way of thinking. So think about line one in the traditional real estate world as split. After they give that portion of the broker, this is how much money that their checks that they've gotten at the closing table have accumulated to. And we're going to give an example. This kind of resembles, this isn't exactly what my year one Schedule C looks like, but I can speak from experience here, and this is kind of similar to what mine look like. And so we'll see here, this example is 88,461. Now, that was part of the split. That's the amount of split that I kept, right? So most people would say, what's your split? What they're trying to do is compare what your line one is to what their line one is, and we're trying to make them realize that is the absolute wrong way of thinking. Why? Well, because there's part two. They forget about part two. So let's say you own a coffee shop, right? And your coffee shop sells $30,000 worth of coffee. Did you put $30,000 in your pocket? No. You had to buy coffee cups. You had to buy coffee. You had to pay employees. You had to keep the lights on. You had to pay rent. You had to do all these things in order to stay in business. Once you subtract all of that stuff from the gross sales, which is $30,000, that will tell you how much you put in your pocket. And so this is an example of how real estate agents might look. A real estate agent, for instance, real estate agents may have paid this much every month in order to get mailers out to do their marketing so he could make that $88,000 he was making. Real estate agents might pay for top producer in order to be able to continue to monitor, maintain, keep a pipeline of all of the clients that they're working. They need some sort of management tool. So all of that happens, right? They may even have something like this that they print out to send to other brokers or other people who've listed their homes whose homes expired. So whatever they do, they have expenses that they have to account for. You might even look at, these are the normal expenses, and then down at the bottom here, there's another place for other expenses like signage, your trade organization, which is the National Association of Realtors, MLS membership, all of that good stuff. Well, at the end of the day, what happens is that after you figure out what line 1 is and carry it down to line 7, then you have all of these other expenses that come out, specifically the big boy right there, the advertising expense. And now you total that up in line 28. Now, you subtract all of this stuff, and line 31 is really where the rubber hits the road. If you take your Schedule C to any bank or anything like that asking for an investment, what they're going to ask you for is your Schedule C. They're going to look at line 31, and that incorporates your net taxable income. So at the end of the day, if I'm going to compare my commissions and I'm going to compare how much money I'm making, I really need to compare line 31 to line 31 of wherever I am. I used to work for a major retailer, a Fortune 250 retailer. This means that this retailer was part of the top 250 businesses or corporations in the world. So they did more sales. They went bankrupt. So just because you have a big line number 1 doesn't mean that you have a line 31, right? Line 31 is where it's important. So here's the beauty about ZipRealty. When I first started with ZipRealty, when I first started in real estate agent, being a real estate agent in the traditional real estate world, I spent a lot of money on advertising, as most traditional real estate agents do, to try to get started in this world of real estate. Eventually you'll build a clientele, but in the beginning you got to advertise heavily. And I had a lot of gross sales. I had almost $100,000 in gross sales. But when I subtracted all of this stuff out, I was barely left with $40,000 after I'd spent all the money that I needed to spend. When I changed to ZipRealty, not only did I triple my production in line 1, but my line 1 and my line 31 was almost identical. Why? Because I'm not spending my money looking for clients. ZipRealty does that for me. What I do is I spend my time with clients, which is making money. Okay? Now, this is how you make more money at Zip, but when we explain our split, we're not comparing apples to apples here. Other brokerages, you're looking at what you make in line number 1. At ZipRealty, essentially what I'm looking at is what I'm going to provide for you on line 31. So we're not comparing apples to apples. But real estate agents think in terms of split. So our splits work like this. We start you out at 50-50. Then once you get up to a certain point, you move to 75 or 80 or whatever your district is. So then you explain the commission as you normally explain it there. Then you bring them back to here at this, though. You can see. So Mr. Client, Mr. Agent, I'm sure that you see, most important thing about your business is what you're going to make in line 31. Are you convinced that ZipRealty is going to help you increase the amount of money that you put in your pocket? And so that's how it's done. I use this Schedule C. You can just go to irs.gov or just Google Schedule C if you want to create one just like this one and help them understand that wherever they are, ABC Brokerage, their split they're giving you, their 70-30 or their whatever, 60-40, 80-20, whatever it is providing them with line 1, which obviously isn't getting them by because they're sitting in front of you. What ZipRealty is explaining for you is that we do the advertising, we provide the clients. What we're offering you is something close, not exactly, but something close to line 31. So when you're looking at our number, our 50% split, don't think of that as a 50% split at a traditional broker. It's more like a 70-80% split at a traditional broker because you're not having to pay all these other things. So folks, that is the commission. That'll end our video series. I hope these videos have helped you understand the interview process at ZipRealty, helping you understand how you're going to explain to agents they're going to make more money at ZipRealty, how to have them admit they have a problem, and how you're going to be able to solve that. Watch the videos. Again, we'll probably try to put some more videos together for you that are even more in-depth than these, but these will definitely get you started. I hope they help. Thanks so much for watching.